People injured here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue side. It's Shiban as a Warboss, melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Up against here is Goblin as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, begins with a refractor field and can shoot his own fellas in the head. Good old Calderis Refinery then. Sentinel on the way as always for Imperial Guard. That thing's going to be vital in the first couple of engagements and can become a powerhouse going forward if Shiban can't deal with it. Expect some looters perhaps to facilitate destroying that thing. Warboss gets the cap, maybe goes mid. Or are you going towards the west, big fella? Looks like he's going mid. I guess the Commissar wins that fight with his shield up. Okay, nobody's going mid then. Double shooters up for Shiban. Shiban, one of those. Certainly help deter the Sentinel from getting too friendly with the Orks and stomping on them. Big shooters most likely to follow after the looters here. There's that Sentinel doing its thing. Does not have the ground pound upgrade yet, which gives it more health and the ability to stomp on fellas. Backs away here. No repair support close by. Here comes some Guardsmen. Commissar can run in and tie these guys up. Put up his shield if they target him too. Gets a model. And another. Well done, Mr. Commissar. Now he's going to cap mid. Not a good opening for the Orks. Probably should have backed off the shooters as soon as they saw the Commissar and the Guardsmen there, just to try and keep them in play. Warboss chases some Guardsmen over there. They must be terrified. Slugger's getting in. Nice special attack too. This guy now has the ground pound. There's the stomp. Gets 3 models. Knocks them back. Does a little bit of damage too, I believe. Warboss having some fun. Might get another model before he is persuaded to leave, since that stomp has been used from the Sentinel. Or ground pound, I guess. Warboss has a stomp of his own. His beginning active ability is a nice disruptive stomp. Gets another model there with his shooter. Boom. I guess it's a twin link shooter, is it? Yes. Decently judged engagement for Shiban. Kept the Commissar and the Sentinel and those Guardsmen all busy with his Warboss. And, oh, he's gone for Knob Leaders on his shooter boys before looters. These guys do a lot for the squad though. A model with more health obviously, and they do some good damage. I think they do like as much damage as the big shooter that you could get for the shooter boys. Don't have the on-demand suppression. These guys actually getting their big shooters too. More range and damage over the standard shooters. You might even do more than the big shooters on Knob Leader. Stomp again. Commissar happy to get stuck into those guys with his full shield up. I'm guessing Catachuns from Goblin will do well against this stuff, and great synergy with the Commissar's buffs. Flamer Guardsmen doing some work here against the shooter boys, forcing them to force melee combat on the Guardsmen. But I do have a little sergeant in there who could do some work, maybe. Guardsmen notoriously bad in melee combat, and the Knob Leader just headbutted them away, which is always fun. Whatever animator decided to give Orks headbutt melee attacks deserves some kind of award. 445, 482 on the VP's 2-to-1 cap early on for Shiban, but there's the 1-to-1, and it is Catachuns on the way for Goblin. Requires some micro to use their full potential for sure, but even if you just point their shotguns at stuff and occasionally use the grenade launcher, then they can still do some work for you. And if this guy executes one of them for the 100% damage buff, then they are going to shred those shooters. It's a big if though. Disruption there. They do have a shotgun blast also if the sluggers or the Warboss want to get close. 436 to 481. Single cap now for Goblin. It's going to be a 2-to-1 for the Imperial Guard. There it is. Lord Commissar now heading east. What's going on west side? Sluggers caught some Guardsmen. These guys with their burners up. Gives them a couple of power weapons. A couple of burners as well for range damage. And increases their health. What is it, 15% these days? 20%, there we go. Can use it to get generators, that's it. Not even bothering to fire their sluggers, are they? Or are they using burn that house? I don't think they are. Almost got 2 generators there. Stomp and some Commissar attacks was pretty painful. But hey, 1 generator for 2 sluggers is a pretty decent trade, I think. You're up on that trade. Still no other units for Shiban. Relying quite heavily on the pretty high DPS of these 2 shooter squads fully upgraded here. Especially when they start popping off their War. War is an ability that a lot, not all, but a lot of the Orc infantry have. It gives them a damage and speed buff, which increases for each nearby Orc unit that also used War ability. So that Lord Commissar always buffed his Catechans with Inspire Courage, and now doing double damage but cannot retreat for the duration. The sort of damage they did there to the Warboss as he came running in. Might need to retreat now though. Lord Commissar himself in amongst the shooters has done a pretty good job tying them up. They did not seem to suppress him there. Shiban missed a trick. He could chain that suppression together to really keep him locked down and pour on some DPS. Can they get him in a way? Might be able to shoot him down on retreat here. Nope, they are not even going to try. They're going to shoot the Sentinel instead. Look at the damage from a single shooter boy squad with big shooters and Nob Leader. 362, 481. They have some serious stacker in tier 1. Once they get tier 2, the Nob Leader increases the damage of the entire squad as well, I believe, by another 15%. Helps them scale, since they can't get plasma weapons or any type of anti-vehicle or anything, but that suppression on demand certainly stays useful. And it'll always be a threat to the Guardsmen, just that sheer piercing DPS. We have generators on this east side from Shiban, and a Weird Boy on the way. Great tool to use against Catechans. Can shut them down with the Warp Vomit, stun, and also deal big chunks of damage with his basic attack. Warboss, no war gear. Mr. Commissar does have war gear. Carapace armor. Gives you some extra buffs to Inspire Courage. Catechan's going to run up the west side, maybe, are they? Maybe looking to flank into the mid. 324, 481 on the VPs. Tier 2 for Goblin. Weird Boy is already on the field. Try and get the Commissar on him so he can't use those powerful basic attacks. His brain is showing. Seems dangerous, Mr. Weird Boy. Let alone a helmet. He doesn't even have a top of his head. Power getting bashed. Here comes the Warboss, so he's not happy about it, because now he's angry with angry bits. Well, now he's angrier. Leaves craters of light cover and also gives him some health regen and also a damage buff, I believe. Yeah, 35%. And a speed buff. Pretty awesome ability. Use the choppers on the sluggers, but do they want to stay in that fight? They do not. Catechans can hold their own in melee, certainly with some power melee damage also. They don't have a melee charge, and I believe they do not have a special attack either. I'm pretty sure that's right. There's a Basilisk Flare called in from the global bar of Goblin's Commissar, reducing the range, weapon range and sight range, I believe, by 50% of those guys. It's great when you want to assault a position with the Commissar, shut down those setup teams and that kind of thing. Weird Boy gets a decap. Does plasma cannon damage with his basic attack, that guy. I guess it's all psychic like. You'd think, of all the things in the game that would do psychic damage, you'd think it'd be the Weird Boy with his basic attack, but it's not. 267, 481. Sluggers getting in. They have their Nob Leader, which makes them pretty damn powerful. He has a 65 DPS power melee weapon, big chunk of hit points, and also increases the health of the squad, I believe. Although I could be wrong, that might have been folded into the burners. Catechans wiped out by shooter boys. Warp Vomit might deal with this Lord Commissar too, because look at this now. Looks like he retreated in time to not get shot down. Catechan losses a big one. They were fully upgraded with their sergeant, or Sarge as they call him. Here's a Chimera, support vehicle for Imperial Guard. Allows you to reinforce and transport infantry, and is unique in that you can fire these little turrets on top if you're sitting inside it. Warboss has his power claw up, a 95 DPS heavy melee weapon which will damage everything. Spiky armor's also on the go. Some health regen and damage when he's hitting melee, which is pretty nice. It's AoE damage too. It might not seem like much since it's like 3, is it? 6. But it hits all the units around him when it procs. 247, 473. Pretty nicely poised here with the loss of those catechins, especially. Can Goblin recover here? The Weird Boy is going to make the difference in these fights, I think. Pretty good damage on everything, and the Warp Vomit to shut things down. As you might be able to see, the Weird Boy has 1,000 energy, which is a huge amount for a unit in this game. He needs to, since his energy regen isn't any faster, he needs to get energy back by being nearby units that use War, which is perhaps the biggest amount of finesse to this guy. You need to make sure you're using that to get his energy back. Make sure he's nearby stuff too, as well as trying to micro his abilities. 247, 443. And keep him safe, of course. Sentinel with a missile launcher doing some work here, using the crack missiles to shoot down generators. Is he going to get this one with next shot? Does. Basilisk Flare again, forcing these guys to back away. Weird Boy needs to be careful, doesn't have that much health. Look how close those shooter boys had to get to attack there. Warp Vomit missed. And Commissar's able to get in. He has stubbornness too. 247, 423. Well played. Commissar really made a big difference. There's a Death Dread though, with burners and bits already in there. Often used to run straight for the enemy's power farm and burn it down. Looks like he's happy to get into combat here. In fact, get some rear armor hits on the Chimera. Goblin very slow to move that guy. Might go down. One more touch from any of those melee weapons over here. The Warboss or the Death Dread, which I think does like 70 heavy melee, this guy. Since it's a melee walker, it does have splash damage and has a pretty fearsome special attack too, with massive range on it. Sentinel's getting those crack missiles off though. Chimera with a very close escape. Is the Death Dread going to escape? Taking a hell of a lot of missile hits. It looks like the Warboss is going to scare off the Sentinel. Already got stomped. Sentinel's now fully repaired up pretty quickly. But here come a bunch of Orks. Sluggers coming in behind. Weird Boy is there. Down goes the Lord Commissar with a very nice sync kill from the Death Dread, tossing him aside after sawing his head open. Down goes the Sentinel too. That was painful for Goblin. A painful fight. Death Dread stayed on his feet. Weird Boy still around too, and lost the Sentinel, lost the Commissar. Tier 3 for Shiban too. Tier 3 also for Goblin. Did not spot that. Uh oh, Weird Boy. Yeah, look at the damage those little turrets do. Not insignificant. Whittling down those shooter boys, and they can't do a whole lot against the Chimera's vehicle armor with their shooters. They cap though. 231, 404. Guardsmen will retake the middle. What is this? We've got some anti-armor kit stormtroopers. We'll try to surprise the Death Dread with a melter bomb. He is getting repaired, albeit not very quickly, by a single slugger squad. Warboss is level 2. Mr. Commissar is back to his feet and is getting the Fist of Brockus. Gives him the None Shall Fall ability, which means that nearby allied units do not die. I'm not sure if it still affects allies or just his own stuff. It just says nearby infantry. 224, 397, power bashing stormtroopers. So now it's perhaps not going to be a surprise. I guess he did have double shooter boys with knob leaders as detectors anyway. Tank busters up here for Shiban. Powerful anti-vehicle squad that don't cost any power to get on the field, I believe. Have the awesome rocket barrage, although that does cost red to use, I think, as do a bunch of orky things. Plasma gun guardsman. Warboss not happy. He should tear apart a model per hit with his power claw. That was nasty. Those guardsmen are dying in droves, but there is none shall fall. Almost took out the Warboss, but down goes a Chimera. Goblin is down to 3 units on the field. Here's some anti-armor kit stormtroopers. They get the melt up. Is it a melt or is it a crack? Let's see. Yes, it is an auto bomb. Just has a different effect than the Space Marine one. Melter bombs generally have a timer and crack grenades do not. I think in this game. Guardsmen on some capping. But Goblin's having a tough time. Catachan's down. Sentinel down. And now Chimera down. The Commissar's also gone down for the second time, I think. He's hanging in there. Shiban hits tier 3. I guess he delayed it to get those tank busters up. Goblin is now getting some Kashyyykin. We'll see how they do. We do have that faster capping trait and deal some significant DPS, but against double leveled up shooters, they're gonna take a hell of a lot of damage, that's for sure. Warboss levels to 3. Dangerous as ever, and a full power bash here from the Orks. Guardsmen in retreat. Where are the stormtroopers? They're just coming out of base. These guys retook the wreck point over there. Can they defend the power? Too late. It's going to get decapped, I think. Here's some melter gun stormtroopers, though. Have to get pretty damn close to fire those guns, but they will take down anything. Warp vomit. Oh, he couldn't dodge it. 202-336. He does have a actually a special melee attack, the weird boy, or a melee special, I should say. He kind of plants his staff in the ground, I believe, and stuff goes flying, which is pretty cool to see. Did he just put zap on himself? I think he did. But it jumped to him anyway. Death Dredge getting repairs. Looted tank on the field. Kashyyykin, who can no longer get melter guns. At one point they could. I believe they can only get the grenade launchers and plasma guns these days. These grenade launchers are pretty cool though. Knockback on each hit, I think. Well, it doesn't tell me that here. Oh, it does. Knockback target units on hit. 198-326 on the VPs. Is some Kashyyykin enough? I mean, look at this Orky army here. Rocket barrage. Ouch. Couldn't quite get a mod off the stormtroopers. I believe it does like 30 damage or something. So if you hit them all on one of those low hit point squads, you can do some significant losses. 180-326. Guards were trying to take stuff. He's doing the right thing here, Goblin, spreading out, trying not to fight the Ork head on, which would be suicide. He's trying to spread out and cap, try and pull that Ork around, make him make decisions about where to go and how to split his forces, which he might not be comfortable doing. Looks like Goblin's relatively comfortable doing that. Where are the Kashyyykin? Oh, they're in retreat. Oh, they get some grenades as well, that's right. 164-326 on the VPs. These guys are not going to have a good time. There's that mega boom shot. Just persuades them to leave. I believe the looted tank needs to get reinforced plating before he gets access to that big boom shot these days. Some friendly fire from the weird boy, as you do. They got away though. What is Goblin saving up for here? Got 200 power. I guess maybe it's got to be Lehman Russ. There it is. Pretty damn expensive tank, but it's got 1,200 hit points on it. Kashyyykin running into massive amounts of Daka. And he's going to get power bash. There's nothing to bash over here. 164 to 303. What is this sneaking up? It's some sneaky stormtroopers. With the Leman Russ up, will he go toe-to-toe with the Orks? Leman Russ should be able to outshoot the looted tank, especially if he gets Vanquisher on it. Now it might be enough to give the Guardsmen an impetus to push. These infantry squads are now getting caught, isolated, and just sent packing immediately. Really needs that tank up. Needs the Commissar up as well to try and tie things up in melee. There's that Leman Russ. Warboss is level 3 here. Got the cap as well. Might be a triple for Shiban. See, that's Kashyyykin knocking them back here. Pretty damn effective. Weird Boy is capping, so it is going to be a triple, albeit most likely quite briefly. But hey, a triple's a triple. He's got some VPs to make up. He's certainly going to make some up here. Lord Commissar's back to his feet. We'll be getting some nice buffs from stubbornness. Do you have anything yet, Mr. Leman Russ? Nope. Goblin just spent all of his requisitions getting the Commissar back up. Are we going to see? I think now's the time to fight when the Warboss is not on the field. If he's going to do it now, I guess. Maybe he's waiting for these fellas. Warboss is on the way. Weird Boy's at the front of the army there. Doesn't really have anything to snipe him with though. Lord Commissar takes the brunt of it. Does not put his shield up until right at the last moment. See that stubbornness healing him. Good warp vomit there. He does run away. I think he should have stayed in play there. Weird Boy sent back in. Lots of damage on the Leman Russ here. Kashyyykin are being tied up, which is why they're kind of running into melee. They're going to die, I think. 164 to 189. Kashyyykin are shot down. Commissar was just a little bit too far ahead of his army. And I think when he got knocked back, he should have maybe stayed in play because the heal from stubbornness is pretty significant. Leman Russ keeping guard of the VP. But now we see some capping from Shiban. Warboss getting some tank shells to the jaw. Yeah, suppression there would have screwed them up with the Warboss coming in. VP is still red, but for how long? Goblin does have a nuke available, which might be his only shot at turning this around here. How well can he hit that nuke? Does he have anything to set it up with? Maybe... Oh, he doesn't have the Kashyyykin anymore. Can't set it up with some knockback from those grenade launchers. Commissar getting his shield shot up here. Might need to run away. Fist of Brockus going in, and there's the rocket run. That's a pretty good one. A Rocks though to answer it. A bit of a panic Rocks there. Is he going to take out his own tank with it? Almost. And here come the anti-armor stormtroopers, and down goes the tank. Very good little fight there from Goblin. 164, 132. Here comes a battle wagon. Going to take out the Death Dread as well. How about that for a turnaround? All set up by that nuke. Timed it well. Hit it well. And once that first run hits you, and hits you into the second, there's not much you can do. You just can't get up in time. Leman Russ getting repairs. Let's really even things up. I mean, there is a battle wagon on the way, but a Leman Russ will fight that thing pretty well, especially if it levels to 2. And we've got some sneaky stormtroopers too. 164 triple one. Warboss with the power claw, level 4. But this guy with the fist of Brockers too. And none shall fall is an engagement winning ability. That's for sure. Warboss, wow, taking big shots from Leman Russ. Stormtroopers do get the decap, but can they get out of their lives? Sluggers on them in retreat. Set up by the warp bomb. It looks like they will get away. Battle Wagon will hit the field. Leman Russ did not follow the Warboss. I don't think you're going to be able to cap, big fella. Looks like he's going to try it. Oh, there we go. Can the Commissar get him on a retreat there? Maybe. Maybe. Yep. Doesn't have the most convincing... Oh, down he goes. Doesn't have the most convincing melee animations with his power fist, does he? The Commissar. Kind of just paws at you. Here's that battle wagon. Can run you over and shoot you. As long as he's got units inside, will fire all the guns and get a little speed boost. Which it has. It does have units inside. Commissar trying to fight some sluggers here. Shield is down. Health is down. Down he goes. Sink kill from one of the models there. There's that Leman Russ. He's getting repairs, I suppose. Weird Boy's still in play too. He can make a big difference. Losing the Commissar. Whoa! Flying battle wagon. Losing the Commissar after just taking out the Warboss with a relatively lucky takedown. But I guess it was just bad play from Shiban trying to get the VP instead of just running away this side. More Castrican for Goblin. We have some flash kits for Shiban. Wonder if Knobs would have just sealed this game. Mistake here not going after the VP, I think, after that little engagement win. Stormtroopers trying to get the decap. Oh, they're being sneaky. They're going to get it, are they? Need to get right close to them to shoot them now. They're going to get the decap. Nicely done by Goblin. Leman Russ with repair support, shooting at the battle wagon. Flash kits getting their blasters up. A weird choice. I mean, blasters are going to kill Guardsmen and Cassikin, but they're not going to do anything to the Leman Russ. Not that the snaz guns that they start with would have anyway. But I think Knobs would have been the way to go, surely. Maybe he wanted to try something different. A lot of damage on this battle wagon here. Not sure what those Guardsmen are up to. Being aggressive, I suppose. They should have stayed back to help out the Leman Russ, I think. That zap, but the zap did jump to the sluggers. Almost took him out. Now the tank busters getting shots in. These guys are not repairing. They want that VP. That's why there's a warp vomit. Shiban. Maybe. Oh, down. I was going to say maybe he's recovered enough, but down goes the battle wagon. But tank busters are still there to threaten this guy. What level are you now, Mr. Leman Russ? Level 3. I think it delivered all of the damage to that battle wagon. That's why. Literally just sat there taking shots. Very strange. Shiban underestimating the damage that this Leman Russ is going to do. 2-1 is still on. Can't quite get the decap though here, over here, Shiban. And he might be able to get back to the middle here, Goblin. Leman Russ does have the Vanquisher. Helped him take down that battle wagon. Cassikin going for the decap. They do have the faster capping trait when they have their sergeant. And they stop the cap there. None shall fall is up. Cassikin back to capping. And Goblin's going to get in the mid, but is it enough to hold on? His flash kit's doing some work. But still a strange choice for me. And these guys do have grenade launchers, so they can stop caps with that. Depends how far back it knocks you. Abilities do have a certain knockback strength. Stormtroopers on capping duty, are they? Oh, they're going for this one. Might get a triple cap here, Goblin. Repairs for the Lehman Russ. Could get some more Kashyyykin up relatively soon. Mass disruption from the grenade launchers might be very nice. Does get the triple cap. 118, I should say, to 5. Suppressed Commissar. Needs to run away, I think. Don't lose him now. Is he in retreat? No, he's not. Stays in play. Goes in on the Warboss. Put your shield back up, fella. Did not put the shield back up and went down. 81 to 5. What Vomit does well. Oh, was he stunned? Is that why he couldn't put the shield back up? Might have been. In that case, he should have retreated. More flash kits for Shiban. 61 to 5 here. Double cap for Goblin, but the Weird Boy is capping mid. Look at this though. Sneaky Stormtroopers. Gonna do their thing again. Oh, take out some shooter boys there, I think. Oh, don't lose the Kashyyykin. More flash kits. Keep their snaz guns, I say. Here they are. 50 to 5. Wow. Sluggers might finish off these guys. If the flash gets forced to melee, maybe. Oh, they took him out in a way with the blasters. Lehman Russ continues to be a big pain in the ass for Shiban. It is more Kashyyykin on the way for Goblin. 1-to-1 cap here. Warboss charging in, getting seriously angry. He's level 5. There's None Shall Fall though. There's his stomp. None shall fall, buddy. You do not want to fight the Guardsmen. You can't kill him. You need to attack the Lord Commissar whenever possible when you see None Shall Fall active. 45 to 5 on the VPs, 1-to-1. Now the Commissar's going to try and cap. Blasters have a chance to knock over the flash kits, by the way, which is why you're seeing them fall over constantly over there. So rocket run. Didn't quite hit the second run there. These flash kits are going to die if they're not careful. He took the middle, Goblin. Now fighting some sluggers with shield up. Can he win that fight? Use your choppers and Ard Boys, and the Knob Leader takes him down. Now going to tie up some Kashyyykin. Level 4. Oh, he's going to get shot up though. 25 to 5. And the Kashyyykin should be able to stop this cap over here with the grenade launcher. GG, says Shiban. Maybe he knows it's lost, and I think he does. I think that's a concede from Shiban there. He knew that he couldn't get this cap with these guys around, and that probably would have been it. Turned it around. It was all from the rocket run over here. I don't think the double flash kits were the right choice, but they certainly killed some stuff. Lord Commissar was level 5. Warboss was very nearly level 6. The Lehman Russ was amazing. Level 4 this guy. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.